fire. Aaron McLaughlin reports from Los Angeles, California.
Across the country, the staggering COVID death toll is soaring. On Wednesday, more than 4,100 lives lost, the nation's deadliest day on record.
Once it takes hold of a person, it is a slow, energy-sapping, horrible respiratory distress, just a terrible disease to see people go through. There's no treatment. So we're so reliant on this vaccine.
As the nation looks to the vaccine for relief, frustration for the newest group eligible for shots. Those 65 and older spiking demand for an already inadequate supply, while they try to navigate overwhelmed websites and face wait times of up to 8 hours in some places.
I'm not quite sure what's going on. It's very frustrating.
Scientists say the current pace of vaccine distribution is no match for the new, more contagious UK variant. The CDC expects it to become the more dominant strain by March.
Today, it appears that the vaccines will still be effective against them. With the caveat in mind, you want to pay close attention to it.
And some warn even more precautions are necessary to stop the virus spread.
We all need much higher quality masks in any sort of high risk situation. If you find yourself in an indoor space, a grocery store, or in an office building around other people, a simple cloth mask is probably not enough for this very contagious variant.
This as hospitals are already pushed to the brink in states such as Arizona, where more than 100,000 of the 700,000 confirmed cases are children.
Over the past 3 months since the surge started again, we've seen a 5 to 6-fold increase in COVID hospitalizations in children. It has affected the children just as it has adults.
Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News.
The CDC has updated its guidance about when a person should get the coronavirus vaccine's second dose. The recommended time between doses is 21 days for Pfizer-BioNTech's vaccine and 28 days for Moderna's vaccine. However, the CDC now says that while the second dose should be administered as close to the recommended time as possible, it can be scheduled up to 6 weeks later if necessary. Bayer has officially joined the vaccine rollout in Michigan. A few of their pharmacies have started vaccinating people in Metro Detroit.
Those shots are not available in West Michigan, and it could be a while. The grocery store chain is not telling communities in advance when vaccines are coming, only once they're available.
You can register on the store's website, though. You answer a short survey, which helps them identify if you're a frontline worker, an essential worker, or considered at high risk. Then you submit your name and zip code and select a Meijer location closest to you. If you already pick up prescriptions at Meijer pharmacies, you're all set. If not, you can create a profile within the system and link it to your MPerks number. Then, when vaccines are available at your selected Meijer location, you'll be notified to make an appointment.
When that happens, you're asked to respond within 24 hours. You can respond in 3 different ways: I accept, I defer, and remove me. Anyone can pre-register for the vaccine, but Meijer says right now they're focused on vaccinating people 65 and older.
Under the state's latest guidelines, teachers are next in line to get a COVID-19 shot. Educators in Kalamazoo County, though, have told us they can't find an appointment anywhere. Other counties have already started vaccinating teachers, and they want to know when it will be their turn. Officials with the Kalamazoo Health Department say it all depends on how many doses they get. Half of the doses go toward those 65 and older. 25% will go to school and child care center employees. They'll set aside the rest for other essential workers in Phase 1B of the state's rollout plan.
When you look at the amount of vaccines that they're getting, is 25% of that enough to cover a building? And is it the best plan that we have moving forward to get our buildings and our educators vaccinated?
Health officials say they're working with district superintendents to put a plan into place.
Comedian Dave Chappelle has tested positive for the coronavirus. The diagnosis has prompted the 47-year-old to cancel upcoming shows in Texas. His representative says he is currently quarantining. Chappelle has been putting on socially distant shows in Ohio, according to his spokesman. Chappelle and his crew had been undergoing daily tests for the virus. Spectrum Health is also reaching out to the Black community by hosting a blood drive this week.
Officials say they understand there's a distrust between the medical staff and the Black community, which is why they want to work on bridging that gap. The Martin Luther King commemoration Week blood drive will take place tomorrow at the Baxter Community Center in Grand Rapids from 9:30 until 1:30. Officials say the need for a diverse blood supply is important because African Americans sometimes have different qualities in their blood to match with. And during a time when medical officials are also giving out the COVID-19 vaccine, they want to ensure people that what they do is safe.
This is another way we can address health inequities. We know that we are needing a greater diversification of our blood supply. We know that there is that fear and mistrust, but this is also a time to bring blood donation into the community.
Leaders with Mercy Health say they're also working to engage communities of color when it comes to vaccine distribution. For Spectrum's MLK blood drive this weekend, you have to sign up for a time slot in advance, and there are a number of spots still available. More information can be found at BlueTV.com.
Coming up, it's a conspiracy crackdown. What a new survey is showing about the mixed feelings over new rules by tech companies.
And it's maybe the best kind of surprise you can get. Surprise pizza. More about the special meal cooked up by a new Grand Rapids restaurant.
After I decided my pain was too much, and my doctor actually suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. Pretty amazing when they put the arch supports in your shoe and you walk around and you realize there's
Mama, I don't think I'm nuts.
How can this arch
Okay, new CIS this week.
make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip and knee or back pain, see if Arch Supplies can help you at the Good Feet store.
Curious George. Wildcrats. MacGyver's on tonight. You just came on at midnight.
Getting you where you need to go as safely as possible has always been at the
Nature
heart of
Cat.
what we do. Every day,
Wildcrats.
our buses are clean and disinfected with the best available products and technology. Our bus operators are outfitted with personal protective
Back in my day, I remember
equipment
happening.
required to wear face covering.
Oh, that's a classic.
We are grateful to you and to everyone for doing their part to keep each other
Oh, that's
safe.
classic.
Together, we can keep our community moving.
I had some before. Peach Boy.
Is open to serve your needs. The basics are more essential than ever. Food preparation, refrigeration, cleanup, and laundry. We adhere to the guidelines for social distancing and sanitizing. We are receiving shipments of freezers regularly. Our service and parts department is open, and we offer delivery at Northgate. It's not business as usual. It's business as we need it. East Lakewood, Holland. The new iMart Express is now open in
That's today.
2 pairs start at $38.71, and 2 pairs with progressive lenses just $76.92. For the best value in eyewear, come to iMart Express. Right glasses.
Right.
Right now.
Yeah, he sheds a little, and he works at the mailman. But for trustworthy, nobody beats Archie. Except maybe the guys at Cool Toyota. They made me feel like part of the family the second I walked in the door. Then they gave me a
That's a
great
classic
deal
one.
backed by their 10-year, million-mile warranty. Want to go for a million-mile walk, boy?
Ooh, that's old.
Nah, I didn't think so. Wherever I'm going, I let Cool Toyota take me there.
12 seasons, that's it.
Are tech companies doing enough to stop the spread of hate speech and misinformation online?
According to a new survey, Americans have mixed feelings. NBC's Liz McLaughlin has more.
Unity is the path forward.
As the new administration encourages Americans to come together, political discourse on social media remains divisive.
I've definitely seen friends and family arguing, people deleting people, a lot of false information.
Misleading messages that can be magnified online,
The mob was fed lies.
which can lead to dangerous results.
It intensifies anger. It intensifies impulses.
Tech companies reacted by clamping down on content, including removing former President Trump from social media platforms and forcing alternative social app Parler offline.
Good, because Parler's stupid.
Like
some of these other conspiracy theories are truly dangerous.
According to a new Harris poll, 37% of Americans say they approve of those actions, 28% saying that companies have gone too far.
I don't think censorship is the answer.
The 23% say tech companies aren't doing enough.
What we need is for this to be a standard practice year-round, and not just after violence or tragedy.
Misinformation researchers say by the time harmful content is removed, the damage may